I'm Mark Doty, and I'm with the Bob Moog Foundation, and I'm in the Bob Moog Foundation booth here at NAMM 2014. And the Bob Moog Foundation is an incredible nonprofit whose goal is to promote the legacy of Bob Moog. And it got started largely because when Bob passed away, the incredible amount of people telling the family exactly how much Bob Moog influenced their development was very moving to the family. It's an incredible, his legacy is an incredible thing that has motivated so many people on so many different levels, myself included, that the foundation was started to give some momentum to that legacy and the way that it has influenced people. And basically the main ways it does this is through preservation of Bob Moog's history, especially through archival material, as well as our educational efforts, like for example Dr. Bob's Sound School, which is a second grade curriculum that we've developed that we are spreading. It started off just in one location, one school. Now we've spread out to counties surrounding Asheville. We intend to take it all the way across the nation. So the Bob Moog Foundation's goal is the promotional legacy through education and archiving. And so that's why we're here, and we are here to share this with the people here at NAMM. One of the ways that we do this is through, for example, this Moog modular that is sitting next to me, which was donated to us by the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. And it is now part of our archive. We have a lot of extremely cool stuff that you're going to be seeing in our archive now. And this is one piece. I mean, this is an incredible piece of history. In 1965, Bob and Herb had one of the first synthesizer education classes that took place. And an attendee of that in 1965 was Art Hunkins, who was a professor at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. And basically he was so deeply inspired, again, there's the inspiration, that he started an electronic music department at his school in 1966, and in 1967 was able to get the school to purchase one of these. This is a mostly 1967 synthesizer. It's very early. You can tell in this section down below, this is not the standard below section that you have in a Moog modular, although there are Moog components in it. It's also been modified by Art to include some functionality that we're still trying to uncover because the Dymo tape is gone. But it's really an incredible piece to help us promote Bob's legacy, because it is, something that was directly worked on by Bob in 1967. The system that we have has actually another cabinet that sits up here that has a number of other modules, including some modules that Art Hunkins made or had made, which are crazy. Like, he had it hooked up to a quadraphonic system, so he took a quadraphonic joystick out of a Panasonic device, put it in a module, and you could actually control the direction of the speakers, or the direction of the sound through the speakers, with this joystick. It's absolutely amazing. We don't know if it works yet, but what we have here does work. The system is largely 1967, except for the 921, which came out later. But everything else, and also we're controlling it here with the new synthesizers.com modular controller, which has amazing functionality. Like, for example, who can resist the whammy bar? But there's also expression controls, like this button here, which is kind of reminiscent of like the On Martineau or even the new Theravox product. And I have a pitch wheel on one of the oscillators. I have basically two patches set up here. One of them comes out of the mixer. The oscillators go into the mixer. It comes out of the mixer, goes into the filters, and then into the amp. The other one comes out of the mixer, goes through the fixed filter bank, and then goes into the amp. And for example, here's the first one I described. And the second one, which is That's more, the first one there is more of a Moog sound you'd expect, but this one, using the filter bank, is a little bit different. Because you can do a lot of, you know, harmonic shaping with the filter bank. And there's also a high pass and low pass non-resonant filter, which allows you to do some band pass related things. If there was more functional mixers here, I'd be able to sort of mix these outputs better. But as it stands right now, I'm just plugging them both directly into the amp, and you get two very different qualities of sound all at once. Unfortunately, the 904C filter coupler is not working. Otherwise, I'd be able to demonstrate the incredible Moog bandpass. You haven't heard a bandpass like this until you have, I mean, the Moog one is, it's like the low pass is obviously the great Moog creation, but Moog bandpass from this time is delicious. It's incredible. So I wish this was working. It's currently not. And if I were to demonstrate exactly how it's not working, it would probably blow a speaker or something. But anyway. So that is largely what we have going on with this synthesizer. Let's see if there's anything else I should talk about. There's a lot of modifications, like for example, here in the fixed filter bank, you can see a ring modulator. It doesn't currently work, and we're not sure why. We need to have somebody look at it. But this was added by Art Hunkins. And certainly, who wouldn't want a ring modulator on the synthesizer? And that's pretty great. And the white sound source is more than white sound now. Let's see if we can get that up and running. It's got a number of different outputs, variable. Actually, it's not sounding like it's doing very much. But anyway, so we've got a white sound source, but and I have the oscillators tuned to the same note, and then I have one oscillator that's tuned up a fifth, or close. You never want to try to tune at NAMM. It's a nightmare. I can't hear anything. A fun thing that I'm going to do, we have an arpeggiator on the synthesizers.com controller. Incidentally, this thing is amazing. You've got all kinds of controls, and you could arrange them any way that you wanted. So we're really thankful that Roger Eric at synthesizers.com has lent us this to control the synthesizer. We intended to use Roger Powell's dual controller to control the synthesizer, but it had a really unique connector that connected it to the two System 55s that he played with. And we have to kind of reverse engineer out of that connector because those synthesizers no longer exist. So we weren't able to use that, but Roger Eric at synthesizers.com was kind enough to donate, lend us this controller to control the synthesizer, which I think is really cool because, I mean, synthesizers.com, modern company, makes something that can so adequately control a 1967 mode. That's really cool. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, also, we also have Portamento here, which I probably should have. Well, that makes it sound horrible. But anyway, so If you're at NAMM, I would beg you to come down, check this thing out, have a look at it. If you're not at NAMM, I would say check out the Bob Moog Foundation at bobmoogfoundation.org and see what we're up to. We're doing some really cool things. Also, you can stop by my YouTube channel, Automatic Gainsay, and see whatever synthesizers I'm currently demonstrating. And yeah, I think we're done. You can cut me off at any time.